Why is this coming out now?
Lucille Ball's a threat to the American way of life?
Does the FBI have any case against Lucy?
I need you to help me save my marriage.
Being the Ricardos is presented as a sharp, dialogue-driven biographical drama that pulls viewers straight into the pressure cooker world of early television. When fame was fragile, public image was everything, and one wrong headline could end a career overnight. The story revolves around Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz at the height of their cultural influence. Not as distant legends, but as complicated, brilliant, and deeply human artists trying to hold together a marriage, a groundbreaking television show, and their own sense of identity. The film frames its narrative around a single chaotic week in production, using that limited time frame to peel back years of history, ambition, love, resentment, and sacrifice. Instead of feeling like a traditional cradle-to-grave biopic, it unfolds like an intense backstage drama, where every conversation feels loaded and every decision carries consequences that could echo far beyond the studio walls. At the center of the story is Lucille Ball, portrayed as a woman whose comedic genius is matched only by her relentless discipline and perfectionism. She is shown not just as a beloved television icon, but as a calculating creative force who understands timing, audience psychology, and the mechanics of comedy better than almost anyone around her. Her public image as a goofy, lovable redhead contrasts sharply with the private reality of a woman who is constantly fighting to be taken seriously in a male-dominated industry. The film explores how her intelligence and authority often make others uncomfortable, leading to conflicts that are both personal and professional. Lucille's fear is not just about losing her show, but about losing control over the one space where she has finally been allowed to lead. Desi Arnaz is depicted as equally complex, charismatic and driven, but carrying a very different kind of burden. As a Cuban immigrant who has built an entertainment empire in America, he's constantly navigating prejudice, expectations, and the pressure to prove that his success is deserved. The film highlights his role not only as Lucille's husband, but as a producer, businessman, and innovator who helped shape television history. His confidence in public hides insecurities in private, especially when it comes to his marriage and the rumors that surround it. The tension between Desi's love for Lucille and his personal flaws becomes one of the emotional backbones of the story. The supporting characters play a crucial role in fleshing out the world around the couple, particularly the writing staff and production team of their hit sitcom. These characters are not treated as background figures, but as sharp voices with their own opinions, loyalties, and frustrations. The writer's room becomes a battleground of ideas, egos, and fear, especially as external pressures begin to threaten the show's future. Through their conversations, the film captures the rhythm of classic television comedy, while also revealing how much anxiety and compromise existed behind the laughter. Their reactions to Lucille's authority and Desi's leadership reveal the broader cultural tensions of the time. The central conflict of the film ignites when Lucille becomes the target of serious allegations that could destroy her career and the show overnight. The story portrays how quickly public opinion can turn and how fragile even massive success can be when media narratives spiral out of control. As the news spreads, the production is thrown into chaos, with executives panicking, sponsors hesitating, and colleagues questioning where they stand. The film does not sensationalize the accusations, but instead focuses on the emotional and professional fallout, showing how fear infiltrates every conversation and decision. Lucille's response to the crisis demonstrates her resilience and strategic mind, as she refuses to be passive in the face of potential ruin. At the same time, the film weaves in the ongoing strain within Lucille and Desi's marriage, using the external crisis as a mirror for their internal struggles. Old wounds resurface, particularly around trust, fidelity, and the imbalance of power both at home and at work. Their arguments are portrayed with raw honesty, filled with sharp wit, bitterness, and moments of heartbreaking vulnerability. Despite the conflicts, the film makes it clear that their bond is rooted in deep respect and shared ambition, even as it is slowly being eroded by personal choices and relentless pressure. The marriage is shown not as a fairy tale, but as a partnership constantly tested by success. Flashbacks are used sparingly but effectively to provide context to their relationship and careers. These glimpses into the past reveal how Lucille and Desi met, how they challenged industry norms, and how their shared vision led to unprecedented success. The film contrasts the optimism and passion of their early years with the exhaustion and cynicism of their present reality. These moments add emotional depth, reminding the audience that the conflicts of the present are built on a foundation of love, risk-taking, and belief in each other. The past is not idealized, but it is portrayed as a time when hope still outweighed fear, the portrayal of the television industry itself becomes a character in the story, highlighting the rigid structures, unspoken rules, and systemic biases of the era. The film examines how women, immigrants, and anyone outside the traditional power structure had to fight twice as hard for recognition and control. Lucille's struggle to maintain creative authority is framed as both a personal battle and a broader commentary on gender dynamics in entertainment. Desi's experiences reflect the additional layer of cultural prejudice he faces, even as he achieves remarkable success. Together, their stories paint a picture of an industry resistant to change, even as it profits from innovation. As the week progresses, tensions escalate toward a pivotal production moment that will determine the future of the show. Rehearsals are charged with unspoken fears, and every joke feels like a test of whether the magic still works under pressure. The film captures the technical side of television production, from timing laughs to managing live audiences, emphasizing how much precision is required to create something that appears effortless. Lucille's commitment to excellence becomes both her greatest strength and a source of conflict, as others struggle to keep up with her standards. The looming question is not just whether the show will survive, but whether the people behind it can survive the emotional toll. The cast brings these characters to life with performances that balance intensity with restraint. Lucille Ball is portrayed with a blend of vulnerability and steel, capturing her comedic instincts without slipping into imitation. Desi Arnaz's charm and volatility are rendered with nuance, avoiding caricature and instead focusing on the contradictions that define him. The supporting cast adds texture and authenticity, each performance contributing to the sense of a living, breathing, creative environment. Together, they create a dynamic ensemble that feels rooted in real relationships rather than staged drama. The film's tone shifts fluidly between sharp humor and heavy drama, reflecting the dual nature of its subject matter. Comedy is not just entertainment here. It is a survival mechanism, a tool for control, and sometimes a weapon. The laughter on screen often contrasts with the tension off-screen, reminding viewers that joy and pain frequently coexist in creative spaces. This tonal balance keeps the narrative engaging, preventing it from becoming either too heavy or too nostalgic. The result is a story that respects the intelligence of its audience and the complexity of its characters. Visually, the film embraces a classic aesthetic that evokes the era without feeling dated. The sets, costumes, and lighting recreate the world of early television with meticulous detail, grounding the story in a specific time and place. At the same time, the cinematography maintains a modern sensibility, allowing intimate moments to feel immediate and emotionally accessible. The visual style supports the narrative rather than overpowering it, reinforcing the sense that this is a character-driven story first and foremost. The release of the film positioned it as a prestige drama aimed at audiences interested in behind-the-scenes stories and character studies. Its arrival sparked conversations about legacy, representation, and the often unseen labor behind cultural milestones. Rather than relying on spectacle, the film leans into its writing and performances, trusting that the strength of its storytelling will resonate. The timing of its release also encouraged viewers to reflect on the evolution of media, celebrity culture, and public scrutiny from the past to the present. The promotional material and trailer for the film emphasized its intense performances and rapid-fire dialogue, giving audiences a clear sense of its dramatic focus. The preview highlighted the central conflict, the electric chemistry between the lead characters, and the high-stakes atmosphere of the production week. Instead of revealing major plot turns, the trailer leaned into mood and character, setting expectations for a thoughtful, dialogue-heavy experience. It positioned the film as both a tribute to television history and a critical examination of the people who shaped it. Ultimately, Being the Ricardos stands as a story about power, partnership, and the cost of ambition. It challenges the myth of effortless success by revealing the relentless work, compromise, and emotional strain behind iconic moments. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz are portrayed not as untouchable legends, but as flawed individuals whose contributions were shaped by both brilliance and pain. The film invites viewers to appreciate the legacy they left behind while also understanding